Hey Shane, it's Sam. This is my first video response, so I'm just kind of getting used to this. It may run a little, maybe too long for some people to watch. You were asking for us to um, give you a movie, a good movie that you should watch, that we feel like you should watch. I have a list of, I have five that I'm particularly fond of at this point in time. Um, so I'm just gonna give them all to you and let you make up your mind on it. My first pick is Pineapple Express, starring James Franco and Seth Rogen, directed by David Green. It's the story of a man and his drug dealer who um, are on the run from hitmen. It's very funny. It's more action packed than I thought. Quite violent. Very very funny stuff in this movie though. The violence is really over the top. Not grotesque by any stretch of the imagination. Um, my second pick is W, directed by Oliver Stone. This is his newest film. It stars Josh Brolin as George Bush. Um, Tandy Newton's in it. She plays Condoleezza Rice. Elizabeth Banks, who was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which is another movie you should choose. So make that six movies you should rent. Kevin Smith's newest movie. Elizabeth Banks plays Laura Bush. Um, it's very, very, very dark, but it's also quite funny. It allows us to see the man as he was before he came to power. It shows him when he was in college. Shows him when he was the owner of the Texas Rangers. Um, I'm not a Bush supporter by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a registered Republican, which that may bother some people, but I'm not a Bush supporter. Um, I never was. Um, but it's very, very good. It's very beautiful cinematography. It's very well acted. Josh Brolin kind of loses himself in the role of Bush. Um, I meant Josh Brolin. If I didn't say Josh Brolin before. My third pick is The Wackness, starring one of your favorites, Josh Peck. Um, it's very funny. It's a story of a pot dealer in 1994 New York City, which at the time was the hottest recorded summer in the city. Um, Ben Kingsley plays Josh Peck's therapist, who is also Josh Peck's client. He sells pot to the man. Olivia Thirlby, or however you pronounce her name, she's Josh Peck's love interest. Film was shot after Josh Peck had lost all the weight, so he's very slim in this movie. And he's not quite as manic as he is on Drake and Josh. Not the stupid, kind of loud, irritating guy that preteens grew to love and actually care about on his show. It's actually it's a very smart role for this man. Um, my fourth pick came out on DVD Tuesday. It was widely regarded by critics as the main star's best film of his career, which is not saying a whole lot, but the man deserved an Oscar. He should have been nominated. JCBD, starring Jean Claude Van Damme. He plays a fictionalized version of himself in this movie. He's broke. He's just lost custody of his daughter. He it's a dark comedy kind of along the lines of kind of like W. It's not. It's got its moments where it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like wow. The man has a scene about halfway through the movie where he proves that he's a really good actor. A lot of people give him shit for making movies like Street Fighter, which wasn't his fault. Um, and he's sitting in a chair praying at one point, and he just starts bawling. And it's like a 5 minute monologue where it's just one camera on him. The camera never moves. Um, it's very there's very little to no action in it, so it's not your typical Van Damme movie in that it's more of a serious role for him. The man proves that he can do comedy. He proves that he can do drama, and he proves that he can still kick ass after 25 years of being in the Hollywood spotlight. My last pick is a personal favorite of mine. I own every single one of the DVDs except for one. This is the newest one. It came out in February. South Park Season 12. This season boasted quite possibly the finest episode of South Park known to man. Um, it's called About Last Night. It was filmed in one night. Um, it's about how Obama became president. It shows his acceptance speech and all that. It's also got some good episodes. It's got Major Boobage, which is kind of a parody. I don't want to say homage because in the commentary they rip on heavy metal pretty much. It's a parody of heavy metal, the movie. It's got um, the vampire episode, or as I like to call it, the Twilight episode, because it was released shortly after the movie came out in theaters. It's very, very funny. Butters becomes a vampire, or he thinks. There's the High School Musical episode, which is one of my personal favorites. Um, it's just got some really good stuff on here. It's got the Britney Spears episode, which is really dark and kind of maybe a little too dark for some people. A lot of people that saw it felt like, hey, you overstepped, you stepped over the line somewhere. Um, she blows her own head off, and all that's left is a jaw, her bottom jaw, and her tongue. It's very funny, very well done. And again, I will make mention of Zack and Miri Make a Porno, Seth Rogen, Elizabeth Banks, Kevin Smith's newest movie. It was released on DVD in February. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Very funny, very very funny. It's quite possibly Kevin Smith's best movie outside of the Jersey Chronicles, which he's only done one other one, which was Jersey Girl. Uh, but it's also Jason Mewes' best performance, and uh, Kevin Anderson, Jeff Anderson, sorry, Jeff Anderson, Randall from Clerks. Um, it's his best performance as well. There is a scene where he becomes frosted like a cake. That's all I'll say. You'll enjoy it, dude, because you have a pretty sick, twisted sense of humor. So it's disgusting, it's vile, it's vulgar, and it's just it fits so many romantic evenings so perfectly. Well, that's all I will. I'm done rambling. We'll bore you some other time. Laters.